Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the morning routine. It is Friday, July the 7th, 2017. So glad to see you here this morning. We made it to yet another Friday, and there's always just that little bit more excitement when the day is titled Friday, right? For most of us, at least. Some of us, that means our work just starts because they work Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, which is no fun. I'm sorry, except for that you get weekdays off and you get to do things with no crowds, which most people, when they work during the week, they're going to go to a water park or something on a weekend and it's packed, So, pros and cons type thing here, So, but hope everybody's doing well, and I hope your week was a good week so far and that you're going to end it off with a strong bang of goodness in any way that you want to define that goodness, I guess. It's raining outside my window this morning, and but hopefully, supposedly, I guess it's going to shape up and get a little sunny, which will be good, because I like to have some sun for the weekend. So get some more work done outside, But so I got a couple of stories for you this morning to share, and let's see here. This morning, very interesting article I was reading about a company. What was the name of this company? Harvest Plus. The name of the company is called Harvest Plus. And they're specialized, their focus over the last, it's been a while. How many years was it? About 15 years, has been on making bio-fortified foods. Now, when I first read that, it gave me a little sketch. People who know me, we've talked about this. When it comes to altering foods with technology involved, I get a little creeped out. I got to be honest. I just do. It's like, don't mess with the food, man. Leave the food alone, So, but yes, Tom, that's right. We get plus-size vegetables when we mess with the food. So, but this is interesting, okay? So Harvest Plus, when you're looking at populations around the world that do not have enough food, right? And even more, they have food that they're eating but isn't providing enough nutrients. For around 2 billion people in the world, a meal is not necessarily a source of nutrition. Among the poorest populations, starchy staple crops like potatoes and cassava make up the bulk of their diets. The people surviving on these crops may not feel hungry, but they're not getting a diverse, nutritious meal. And this hidden hunger can lead to blindness, disease, stunting, other types of things like that. So some of the things that they lack a lot of is zinc, vitamin A, and iron. So what these guys did is they went out and instead of trying to change what people were eating and grow things that didn't grow well in those environments, they instead wanted to change the nutritional makeup of the product that does already grow there and that they already eat, which is brilliant because you're not asking people to change everything. You're just changing what they're already doing. It makes perfect sense. It's like a bait and switch type thing. So they teamed up, Bill Gates Foundation gave them a bunch of money to do some stuff with one stipulation, and this is the one that I liked, okay? It says to prove that high nutrient crops could be produced using basic plant breeding without leaning on genetic modification. So not GMO products, but just by grafting and breeding and stuff like that, which they've done for years with apples and things like that. So I like that. Well, they went out and they have now successfully been able to alter the nutritional makeup of 12 staple crops, including wheat, maize, sorghum, cassava, beans, and millet, and others. And they are now providing these to these countries where people are not getting nutritious diets. It's absolutely, it's fantastic. I love this stuff. So Harvest Plus is the name of the company. A link will be to the article will be in the show links, of course, so you can read and get some more information on that if you find that interesting as well. So next story. Networking, the idea of networking. I don't know many people who, when you say, hey, let's go network or look for an opportunity, they're like, oh, yay, I'm excited. Most people go, ooh, networking. Don't like that, right? But we all know, we tell our kids, we know this for ourselves, that networking and making contacts is what will move you forward and help you become successful in whatever it is that you do. I don't care what it is. I really don't care. I don't care if it's free charity work, if it's volunteer work. The more you can socialize and network and make friends, the better for everybody involved. So the question, if the word and the idea of networking makes us all get the EBGBs, right? What's some tips to help us be better at networking? I'm glad you asked, because I have an article to share. So let's start. Number 1, change how you think about networking. It is far more helpful to think of networking as the art of building relationships over time. This isn't a smash and grab, right? People see networking as in, oh, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to figure out a way to talk to them. I'm going to get their name and phone number and boom, I got one, and they're off they go running. No, that's not what it is. That's a used car salesman. Success in the business world can be significantly impacted by one's ability to form and maintain relationships. So instead of forcing yourself to go to a huge conference to make new connections, ask someone out for coffee or lunch, if that's an environment that makes you more comfortable. Networking does not have to be a room full of people in suits and you're trying to start a conversation with somebody you never met to try to get their name and phone number. That's just kind of weird, you know? So look at it different. 2, manage your expectations. Be realistic when you go out to an event. A reasonable goal is to find a few new people to learn about. Just remind yourself that Just remind yourself that networking is about quality, not quantity. So you're there to embark on creating a relationship with these people over time. It's not about, hey, I got 10 names and phone numbers, I'm a master networker. And then none of them remember who you are because all you were focused on was getting a name and phone number and nothing more. So manage your expectations. Number 3, rehearse. This one, I know a lot of people will be like, what? Now, more than anything, it is important to know the audience you are addressing and your personal brand. Create an elevator pitch that reflects your strengths but shows your personality. So you can rehearse this to be prepared. Now, if that doesn't work, if rehearsing feels weird, try something different. That's number 4. Well, having an elevator pitch is a great strategy for many people. It doesn't work for everyone. People vibe with trust and authenticity. Learn your business, know your business and your job inside and out. Pitch that, and don't pitch you if you're nervous about pitching yourself in a relationship type conversation. Number 5, use social media to your advantage. Once you find a mentor or company you admire, do your research on that brand and get creative with how you reach out to them. Then figure out how you can make a connection in person. See? So next, the last one, don't do things you hate. A fundamentally important aspect of networking is to be authentic. And you can only be authentic if you are able to be comfortable and engage with people as yourself. If you're not comfortable, you can't be yourself. So if you can't stand the idea of walking into a Chamber of Commerce mixer with 100 people in suits and ties and drinks and all their buddies, then you know what? Don't feel the pressure that's where you have to do it. Do it in a subtle place, coffee shop where there's a few people and people are kind of mulling around, hanging around, you know? So there you go. There's some tips on how to be a better networker. Also, that article will be in the show links if you want to read more about that. One last article to share. This one you're definitely going to want to check out in the show links because I'm not sharing anywhere near all of it, but it is a very interesting article about the state of small businesses in the U.S. and their success and failure rate. The number of businesses surviving past the first year has dropped from 569,000 in 1994 to 106,000 in 2016. That's about that's 20%. 20%. So that's an 80% drop. Wow. 51% of businesses started in 2011 made it to 2016. There's all kinds of charts and graphs in this article. I find it very interesting. If you're running a business or know people who have a business or just want to know about business, great article to dig into. Let's see. 99.7% of all businesses in the U.S. are small businesses. That's 28.8 million businesses. How many small businesses fail? 20% in the first year, 34% in the second year, 50% by the 5th year, and 70% by the 10th year. Now, worst places in the country for small businesses that fail. 4 of them are in California. One of them, the 4th, is in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Can you believe that? And they go into why that is in this article. So Check it out. It's pretty interesting. What else is on here that, best survival rates for small businesses right now are in the healthcare and social assistance area. 85% of them survived the first year. Worst survival rates, transportation and warehousing, so trucking and storage, which makes sense. You look at all these new warehouses being built all over the place. That means somebody's not getting the stuff in there. And the other one is construction. So interesting stuff. But I'll have a link to this in the show links. Go check it out. It's really, really cool. So let's jump over, guys, and let's see what's trending. The top 10 most searched things on Google yesterday are: number 1, Spider-Man Homecoming. Number 2, Montana earthquake. Huge earthquake out in Montana. Number 3, Doomfist. Number 4, Stan Lee. Number 5 is Patton Oswalt. Number 6 is Hobby Lobby. Number 7 is Bethany Matek Sands. Number 8 is Rudy Gay. Number 9, National Kissing Day. Interesting day. I missed it. Number 10 is Kesha, the singer. Those are the top 10 search things on Google yesterday. Interesting. I wonder what they were. So I'm going to have to go and look why those things were searched. I'm curious. So trending news for this morning. Top of the list, Tesla Inc. Tesla building world's biggest lithium-ion battery on Australia. 3 times more powerful than anything else on Earth is what they're calling it. Next, MS Dhoni. Okay, here's names I don't know. Yuvraj Singh shares special message for MS Dhoni on 36th birthday. I don't know anything what that means, but it's ranking on the news. Number 2 spot in trending news. Third, Hamburg, Germany. Hamburg police and protesters clash violently as Trump arrives for G20 summit. Next, Betsy DeVos. 18 states sue Betsy DeVos over student loan protections. Wow, okay. Next, Bruce Rauner. Illinois lawmakers override budget veto ending 2-year stalemate. Next is Acapulco, Mexico. 28 dead after rival gangs fight in Acapulco prison. Getting crazy, man. After that, another awkward handshake overseas. President Trump waits his turn as Polish First Lady meets Melania. How is this I don't know what that is, but that's okay. Angela Merkel. Trump and Merkel met again, finally shook hands, and took some pretty awkward photos. Okay, so I guess we're going to have to look that up. But that's our trending news for today so far, guys. Let's jump on over. Let's get ourselves a passage of wisdom. So this morning, let's see here, into my email. Here we go. This morning we are going to read a little story. We are in Luke chapter 14, verses 7 to 11. Okay, here we go. When he noticed how the guests picked the places of honor at the table, he told them this parable. This is Jesus talking, okay? When someone invites you to a wedding feast, do not take the place of honor, for a person more distinguished than you may have been invited. If so, the host who invited both of you will come and say to you, give this person your seat. Then, humiliated, you will have to take the least important place. But when you are invited, take the lowest place, so that when your host comes, he will say to you, friend, move up to a better place. Then you will be honored in the presence of all the other guests. For all those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. What a great story. And isn't it true? Right? It's so much true. When growing up, I used to say it's better to pretend you're dumb and be smart than to pretend to be smart when you're dumb. You know, and that's the same line on this thing, is to humble yourself is the best place to live your life, is from a humble position, just like Jesus had modeled from us, right? If not, if you're way up here and you're always holding yourself up here, people are going to be thrilled when there's an opportunity to knock you down. And that isn't any fun. It's not right of them to do it, but that's just how it works. You know what I'm saying? So better to walk through life as a humble person and not be looking for what's the word? For accolades and things like that. You know, so they will come. But excellent, great passage, great story this morning. Let's pray and let's get this day started. Okay. Father, good morning. Father, thank you today for Friday in July. We thank you for the passage that you gave us today, a great reminder of humility and lack of pride and things that we should strive for and how it might benefit our lives here. Thank you for modeling this and showing us exactly what that looks like and the life that you led here while you were with us. Father, today I want to pray for some friends that have a family pet that is sick, and they are feeling great emotions and distress over this in their lives. And Father, just bring them some peace today as they go through this, and hopefully their pet will be okay. Father, I want to pray for a group of students that will be leaving in just a couple days to go to camp. And Father, actually, I want to pray for all the kids that are going to be embarking in any kind of camps and our ministry trips or things like that. Give them great protection through the next week as they travel, and open their eyes to wisdom and knowledge as they're out embarking, and they're opened up to new information and things said in a different way that they may never have heard it before. Make it a special trip that when they look back, they'll always remember the summer of 2017 when they were at that camp. Something great happened. Father, we thank you. We thank you for the power that you have and that we're allowed and able to call on it. And we thank you for that. We love you. Amen. All right, guys. Well, that's a wrap. So that's a Friday. I hope you guys have a terrific weekend, and I'll see you back here on Monday morning in the morning routine. Don't forget, all the articles I shared today, the links will be in the show links in about 10 minutes. Just give me a second to get them up there for you. And until Monday morning, when we're here once again, don't forget to be exactly who you were meant to be. I love you guys. Have a great weekend.